guys, it's Sunflower Schleich. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing some touch-ups / restoring some of my older Schleich models. So here's all the stuff that I used for that. So the first model that I did was the retired Clydesdale stallion. He is called Captain. As you can see, he has some wear and tear around his hooves and his tail and his nose. So to start off, I started with the mane and tail because I thought that'd be easiest. I used the black, but I also added a bit of dark brown, and this is how that looked when it finished. Then I was working on the feet, and basically I was just using white because I just did. So you can watch me do that for a bit. I also messed up the nose a little bit, but then I went back over it, and I'm not sure how much better it is this time, but it'll do. So then I used some black pastel, and I added that around the top of his feathers. And then I used some silver acrylic paint, which I had, and I gave his shoes a little touch up. Then I used some matte varnish, and I went over all those parts that I painted to make. So next up I have the retired Hanoverian Man. Now I was a bit nervous to do her because she was one of my first ever Schleich, so she's got a lot of sentimental value to me, so I really didn't want to mess her up. So as you can see, she's got scratches on her tail and her mane, around her eyes and her ears, and along her body. Because, story time, when I was younger, I was playing with her with a relative and one of her back legs got snapped. I actually took some pictures of that for you. Also, to deal with that, all I did was drill a little hole in her leg and the foot, and I put a bit of wire in it and then hot glue gunned it and then stuck it back together. Because I have a thing against leg wraps, for some reason, I just sanded those off, so that's why her legs look like this. Resisting the urge to just start with her legs, I actually spent a long time trying to colour match exactly to her body because I did not want to mess it up and make her look like bright orange or something. So I spent a long time, and then I did her ears, her face, her body. Then I did her mane and tail, and I also added a bit of dark brown to that as well to take the edge off the black. And then finally I moved on to the legs. And just to give it that finishing touch, I used the pastels again, the black onto her nose, around her eyes, and around on her legs. Oh, I also did it at the top of her tail as well. And then we used the shiny acrylic to give her some new shoes. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why some of my horses have this light blue on one of their back feet, it's because when I was younger, I didn't want them mixed up with horses that weren't mine, so that I would know they were mine. And I considered painting over it, but for the sentimental value I decided to keep them, so that's why a few of them have them and a few of them don't. Okay, the next one I did was the retired Frisian stallion, and he's called Shadow. He's been in my collection for quite a while, so he just has a few scratches around his ears and his face and his tail. So this was a really easy job because I just used the black acrylic paint to give him a little touch up here and there. Whilst I had the black paint out, I also did a bit of work on my knapstrapper mare called Flo, because she just had a few of her spots were a little bit scratched up, so I just thought while I had the paint out, I might as well. And then I used the shiny acrylic paint to just touch up on Shadow's hooves a bit. So next up I did the retired Palomino stallion. He's called Polo. He was also really sentimental to me because he was one of the first horses I ever had, so he's been with me a long time and he's very scratched up. So first I did his body, and I spent a long time trying to colour match it. And here's what he looked like after I'd done that. Then I worked on his mane and tail, and I used the white with a bit of cream so that it would offset the white slightly, so it wasn't too blinding. Then after that I used more white to do his socks and his face markings. And then I went over his nose in black, and then I didn't really like it, but then I added a more sort of grey afterwards, which turned out good. And then once again, using the shiny acrylic, I gave him some new shoes and I painted his hooves. Okay, so the final horse I did was the retired Tinker Stallion. He's called Dust, and he was a really easy job. He just had a few bits on his mane and tail and his ears that just need patching up, so all I did was use some dark brown and just went over them and a couple of other spots that I found, and yeah, that was him all done. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my Instagram, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao.